More than 420,000 voters have cast a ballot, and you may find it's not just the candidates on the ballot for you this spring. Ballots also feature lists of questions that some voters are finding a bit puzzling. 11 Alive's Doug Richards explains what they're all about.
Here's a somewhat topical question. Is gun violence reduction in Georgia one of your top concerns? This is a question that voters in DeKalb County are getting asked when they go into early vote this spring.
One was about gun violence, one was about data centers.
One of them asked about billionaires getting richer, so that one was kind of like, well, of course I'm not.
The survey questions on the ballot are merely advisory, non-binding, and tell voters which political parties wrote which questions.
A lot of the questions did seem kind of leading.
Yeah, it's like, what are they for?
Exactly.
Here's one from the Republican ballot. Should Georgia extend the death penalty to include sexual crimes against children?
I think they're important topics. They're definitely worded in a kind of a partisan way, but I'm okay with that.
Questions were like, should coyotes be allowed to come into your house and attack your family or something like that? You know?
I think they were written in such a way to suggest that there's a right answer and a wrong answer, sure.
Is it a good idea to give thirsty people water or that type of thing?
Here's another question. Should DeKalb County require public hearings and strict environmental impact studies for all new potential data center developments?
And I definitely want to have my voice heard on some of those topics, for sure. Yeah, I mean, the environmental impact on the data centers is a big one.
Party officials say the questions are mostly designed to nudge voters to consider issues they might not otherwise.
Why did they come out to the polls for the primary, and why is it important that they come back to the polls in November?
I couldn't tell if it was gun control, gun restriction, but it sounded like, do you want things to be safer? Which, yes, but what policies are being put in place for that to happen?
Voters' answers to these questions will get compiled at the same time that votes are counted later this month. The question then becomes, what will lawmakers do with the material? In Tucker, Doug Richards, 11 Alive News.